please. I mean, is anyone touched by this? I mean, have we opened up our perspective of homelessness so far? Okay, so we're talking about a real life, everyday situation that a lot of people here, Brian Stratton, that we know, family members and what have you, are really facing. We have another guest who's going to come up in a few minutes, and I'm only going to call her by her first name. She's a student here, Brian Stratton. She's a courageous young lady. I've known her for a while. She's been one of my students. She's always gives me trouble, but we've managed to work out a wonderful relationship. Please welcome Brandy Brianna to the stage. Thank you. Hi, Brandy. How you doing?
Doing awesome.
Okay. I've known you for a while, and I know some of the circumstances, which I certainly don't want to mention because we have such a personal relationship. But we're talking about homelessness, and we're talking about the emotional, psychological, and the physical effects that people experience when they're in these situations. And we certainly recognize that they're not foreigners, and that they're not people with diseases, and they're not people who are not like us, who don't look like us, who we do not know. And so we recognize that this topic is very close to home. And I was hoping that perhaps you could share some of your experiences or your perspective on this topic.
Absolutely. Well, as you all saw in the video, that gentleman said, a lot of people that have houses are homeless. It's not everyone who's out on the street, so on, that's homeless. For me, growing up, I had I'll back up a little bit. My real mother who gave birth to me, we lived in a trailer, nothing big, nothing, it was all, I had a house. I wasn't homeless, quote unquote. But she was never around. But when she was around, I was getting screamed at, hit, and so on. As you all probably thinking, you catching? Yeah. So, alright, just want to make sure you're aware. But she would never supply what I needed growing up. I'm talking about, little kid. When I was little, I would have to go out, mow lawns, rake, whatever I had to do, just to go out to the gas station, buy a little can of ravioli, whatever I needed to eat. I had to go to the theft stores. Did I say that right? Thrift. I always say that wrong. To get clothes. So I looked like the quote-unquote bum going to school. I always got made fun of for that. Later on down the road, that always continued. That was my life. Everyone made fun of me, but I'm a survivor. I don't look at myself as a victim. And I think everyone in here has a story that can relate.
That's right.
And I think everyone in here is not victims. You guys ain't victims. I want to see you show of hands. Who in here is a survivor? You ain't victims. You guys are survivors.
Boy.
Wow, I think that's a really courageous thing to say. And the thing I also find remarkable, ladies and gentlemen, is that we have people coming from sordid backgrounds, situations, and yet they have the courage to dream. They have the courage to want to make a difference. They have the courage to want to change their circumstances. You may be born in a certain kind of situation, but it's not where you've been, it's where you're going.
Yeah.
And I've gone over, I've touched, and I applaud her and her efforts, and recognizing this legacy of feeling deprived. How do you manage to stay so pleasant and warm and fuzzy all the time?
This is Brianna we're talking about.
Careful. Tell us how you manage to still want to come to school and try and to make a difference and not only show your courage, but show other people that they can come through adversity and still manage to have the courage to dream. Can you just share some of that with us?
Yeah. Because I know that there are people out there going through the same situation that I went through as a child. I know that there are kids right now being abused, being tortured as a child. I know that. I can relate to them. I can go out there, I can help them. If I'm stuck being depressed, if I'm stuck, oh, this is what happened to me, boo-hoo, cry about it, that ain't going to help nobody. I got to be out there doing something to go out there and say, hey, let me give you a hand up. Let's get this done. Let's get out of the grave and let's go do something. God's honesty. It wouldn't be for God, and my mom's sitting right there in the back. It wouldn't be for
Yeah, Terry!
my mom. I know you're back there. You didn't want this to happen, but Mom, can you stand up?
Can you get it? Let us see it, please.
Oh wait, she's right there.
Come on, let's see it. Let's give her a hand.
Thank you, Brianna. So basically, we're talking about this topic and we're bringing light of it, and I hope that we are also learning and getting something from it as well. But I think for Brianna, and I try to paraphrase, the mess that we go through becomes our message when we keep trying. And the trials and tribulations become our testimony when we triumph over those situations. Okay, so I would encourage everybody to learn and pick up something from this courageous young lady here at Brianna's Dragnet. And I'm glad she was able to tell us the story. Okay, thank you. We're going to take a quick break. Okay, I got to check with my sponsors, and we're going to have some refreshments. And so we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to pick up in 5, okay?